Hello, Aries, and welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres, and I will be the one taking care of you for this reading. So as always, I will be receiving the help from these three homies. These homies are all same, but different. And they all explain the same tarot in their own unique way. So we are just going to go ahead and get started with Three of Cups, Abundance. All right, what a way to start. And I jump right to the page. So this is definitely right in front of you, Aries. Mercury and Cancer. The three factors of our formula conspire to create a marriage made in heaven. Mercury is the will or word of the All-Father, Crowley states. Here, its influence descends upon the most receptive of the signs. So we have will being descended upon the most receptive of the signs. In an exuberant interpretation of the Golden Dawn model, Harris fills the surface of the Three of Cups to overflowing. The images crowd to the very edges of the card. Her choice of colors is drawn directly from the dictated scales with one stunning exception, the bright red pomegranate cups. They are elevated above a tranquil sea by lotuses and filled with living water by other overhanging lotus blossoms. Crowley calls this the card of Demeter and Persephone and the fulfillment of the will of love in abounding joy. It is the spiritual basis of fertility. So like spring is what I'm guessing. One could not ask for a more perfect picture of sensuous pleasure and plenty. The imagery of the pomegranates, however, carries a subtle warning. Abundance has its price. Because she swallowed a few seeds of the pomegranate, Persephone was obliged to spend a part of every year in the dark realms of her husband Pluto, the lord of the dead. None of the gods of Olympus, not even great Zeus, could break the spell. Crowley interprets it thus. The lesson seems to be that the good things of life, although enjoyed, should be distrusted. Yeah, because they're all going to be gone when you die. So it's nice to have them, but it's not what it's all about. Knight of Swords. Interesting. We have that blue background in both of the cards. So that's something to note. The Knight of Swords. So this is the King of Swords. Is in normal tarot, this is the King of Swords. Fire of air. And we're still here, something related to this abundance. All this Three of Cups. Alright, this is from Harris to Crowley, date uncertain. I have done as you suggested to the swords. Thank you, Mr. Crowley. You are quite right. Swords are the suit of air, and as we begin our examination of these cards, I must point out a design motif that appears repeatedly in all the cards of this suit, wings. Lady Harris incorporates angular and highly stylized wings everywhere. They may not always look like wings, but that is what they are. Beginning with the Knight of Swords, we see that what appear at first to be 4 propeller blades spinning atop his pointed helmet are actually 4 triangular wings sprouting from his back. Nice, that's cool. They are transparent and veined like those of a dragonfly. Perhaps there are only 2 wings that are moving so fast they appear as 4. Please take a moment and look at the Queen, Prince, and Princess of Swords and locate the marvelous angular wings on these figures. We won't do that, but it's a good thing to note that all of these court cards of swords have angular wings. Now look at all the small cards of the suit and see the backgrounds festooned with these stylized wings. Oh, they're in all of the sword cards. Some balanced, almost pinwheel in form, some twisted, broken, stretched, and distorted. But it's all about the wings. It has been suggested that these figures represent magical sigils drawn from planetary cameos or magical squares. Anyone familiar with the extent, or should I say the limits, of Lady Harris's magical education at the time would not even suggest such a thing. The Knight of Swords is fire of air, suggestive of a violent wind. The general divinatory meaning of the card can be summed up in one word: attack. The moral qualities of person thus indicated, Crowley warned, are activity and skill, subtlety and cleverness. He is fierce, delicate, and courageous, but altogether the prey of his idea, which comes to him as an inspiration without reflection. Famous Knights of Swords include Baron Munchausen, Arthur Conan Doyle, Pope John Paul II, Malcolm X, Queen Victoria, John Wayne, John F. Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, and Cher. Sky blues, yellows, and white cirrus clouds dominate this card, as they do the Queen of Swords as well. Okay, what does that have to do with abundance though? Interesting. That guy looks like he's well in abundant, but the word is laziness, and it is the 9 of water, or the 9 of cups, the emotions. Interesting. The King of Swords with abundance, the 3 of cups. Now we have the 9. This gentleman clearly thinks he's got it made. He sits in his big overstuffed chair, wearing his sunglasses, shaded by his umbrella, with his pink slippers and his pina colada in his hand. He doesn't have the energy to get up and do anything because he thinks he's done it already. He hasn't yet turned to see the mirror cracking around him on his right, a sure sign that the place he thinks he's finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his very eyes. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. Interesting. In the first one, there was a warning too. Yeah. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. The journey isn't over yet. That white bird flying into the vastness of the sky is trying to show you. Yeah, you can barely see it. Your complacency might have arisen from a real sense of achievement, but now it's time to move on. No matter how fuzzy the slippers, how tasty the pina colada, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Intensity. Okay. And they're staring right at each other. I guess the only way to get this guy to get up into the air like the bird would be put some intensity into his life. Force him to move around a little. That is what fire is all about, his movement. That guy is doing the opposite of movement. Fire of air too. Interesting. Oh, we have all, these are both water. Alright, so the figure in this card has taken on the shape of an arrow, moving with the single pointed focus of one who knows precisely where he is going. He is moving so fast that he has become almost pure energy, but his intensity should not be mistaken for the manic energy that makes people drive their cars at top speed to get from point A to point B. That kind of intensity belongs to the horizontal world of space and time. Interesting. So this is a different kind of intensity. The intensity represented by the Knight of Fire. 2 knights. But is this the actual knight or is this the king? Okay, so this is the Prince of Fire. This would be the King of Swords. Why did they change the knight to the prince and the king to the knight? I mean, I get what I get it, but it just makes things so difficult sometimes. All right. Anyways, So let's just say that this is the Knight of Swords, and this is also called a Knight of Fire. So there's two knights here that are trying to help this situation. So when you act with the intensity of the Knight of Fire, it is likely to create ripples in the waters around you. Interesting. And there is two waters around. I was trying to point that out at some point. Some will feel uplifted and refreshed by your presence. Others may feel threatened or annoyed. But the opinions of others matter little. Matter little. But the opinions of others matter little. Nothing can hold you back right now. Yeah, not even me messing up matter little. Zen says, think of all the great words and great teachings as your deadly enemy. Avoid them because you have to find your own source. You have not to be a follower, an imitator. You have to be an original individual. You have to find your innermost core on your own with no guide, no guiding scriptures. It is a dark night, but with the intense fire of inquiry, you are bound to come to the sunrise. Everybody who has burdened with intense inquiry has found the sunrise. Others only believe. Those who believe are not religious. They are simply avoiding the great adventure of religion by believing. You can find out. It is possible. But yeah, that whole goes against the norm. This is definitely, I feel, the norm is to want to be like this person and just have commercials everywhere. So we buy. And that is going buy. There's some intensity. A Knight of Swords and a Knight of Fire. Interesting. The High Priestess, the Black and the White coming together. These guys are also coming together. And number 2 is a Major Arcana. The High Priestess. Intuition, unconscious, spirituality, stillness, mystery, dreams. The High Priestess represents our relationship with our inner world. She is our faculty of intuition and divine wisdom. She is the voice that calls out from the depths, equipped with knowledge of all that is hidden, our true nature's spirituality and itself. Her task is to teach us how we can illuminate our dreams, fantasies, and fears with the light of awareness. The answers you seek can be found within. Among the bustle of everyday life. Interesting. If this guy had answers, where would he go? Well, these mirrors are telling him to turn right back around and look inside. And that is where he will find the High Priestess. Wisdom is your compass. What is your intuition trying to tell you? If conventional methods of problem solving are not working, try something else. What does your gut say? Label the sensation. Be mindful of moments when your intuition is calling out to you. What does it feel like in your body? It may come in the form of warmth in your gut or chest or a sharp sense of clarity, but it will feel intense. Explore your unconscious. Keep a dream journal. Understanding patterns and common symbols in your dreams can be a helpful starting point for developing a deeper connection to your inner self. And above all, follow your intuition. Make decisions based on your intuition and take note of what happens both emotionally and externally. There will be a change of, imagine your body not doing anything and being lazy to where you can feel it, and then your body going intense. Those are two very different types of feelings that are very obvious. So look for those. Interesting. And the High Priestess is going to give us a nice little reward. The Ace of Pentacles. And this took a bit. This is taking a bit, and I can't find it. And I was in the wrong spot. Take note that I was in the wrong spot. Ace of Pentacles, but we eventually got to it. But you saw how long that took, huh? Yeah, this is an opportunity gift. Prize, abundance. We started with abundance and we end with abundance. But it's a different kind of abundance than what he has. It's this abundance. The Ace of Pentacles indicates fresh opportunities in the material world can be grasped and used wisely now. Interesting. So you had them before, but it wasn't being used wisely. And now you still have it, but now it's being used wisely. With planning and hard work, no one can nourish the seed for long-lasting rewards and stabilities. Oh, see, I said no one, I think. But what it did say was, with planning and hard work, one can nourish the seed for long-lasting rewards and stability. That was the difference now. That changed from the beginning to the end. This path will be long and arduous, since success requires patience and diligence. The fool may be tempted to cut corners to speed up progress, but shortcuts will lead her astray. What does it feel like to be and have enough? When we see our blessings, we tend to interpret events in our life as opportunities rather than obstacles. How much do your material or professional circumstances affect your self-worth? Do you have feelings of inadequacy that prevent you from recognizing opportunities that come along? Seek out opportunities. Interesting. He doesn't seek out opportunities because he thinks he has it made. But now we're seeking opportunities. Believing in your sufficiency. Nurture your seeds. Trust in your own strength and seek out new projects, new ways of being. Okay. Oh, alright. I think since that popped up, we will take it. Oh, I'm not going to do that yet. But we were very excited to see the end there. Oh, nice. This is all literally the Seeking Opportunities card. Seeing things as opportunities, even if they aren't. Yeah, surrender. Pam at first struggled to let the lady know that they are not the van of Alleluia Scranton. She tried to control and correct the situation with no success. After being tired of the events that are happening, she ceases to struggle, just lets the old lady in the van. Stop fighting and let what is happening happen. Relax, let go. Don't be scared, be relieved. Everything happens for a reason. No reaction is needed. So just drop the controller, sit back, and enjoy the show. Interesting. See, we're going to sit back and enjoy the show, but in a different way. 20. Ooh. Hope grows in the dump. The lotus flower blossoms out of mud. Hope does not exist in a perfect world, because in a perfect world, there would be no need for hope. In a perfect world, no one would ever feel or know what hope is, because it's a perfect world. If you wish to experience and explore the crazy, wonderful feeling of hope, then one must go to the dump. If you wish to test your strength and see if you would choose hope over despair, then one must go to the dump. The dump is where you'll find hope. And the dump is where the lotus flower blossoms. Nice. And we end with number 22. We end with one of your absolute favorite moments that you'd ever hope for. That came from this high priestess, because she's the one that watches in the background and knows all. So of course this gift is going to be something that's specifically for you. One of my absolute favorite moments in this show, and I just had to include it. I could not stop laughing whenever it was like they're talking in ET to each other, and it goes Reese's Pieces, and then she goes Reese's Pieces. Yeah, so heads up, one of your most absolute favorite moments of your life is coming. It's a moment made especially for you, and Kelly won't be there to tell you to stop. Enjoy it. Something well deserved. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.
Olvida con quién tú estás hablando.
Los teles.